So we're going to go ahead and set up Orbiter. We're going to use WordPress, MailChimp, and Zapier, and we're going to get this going. The first step is we're going to download the plugin. You'll get that from the welcome email. There's a link as soon as you sign up for Orbiter. And then once you download the plugin, all you have to do is go into your WordPress admin, and you're going to go and upload that just like any other WordPress plugin that you use. You'll just go to Add New, Upload Plugin, grab the file, and go. And after we activate Orbiter, we're going to install just a couple more things. We're going to go to Gravity Forms, and we're going to use a couple of Gravity Forms add-ons that you may not have installed. On all of the sites that I work on, I like having both the MailChimp add-on obviously activated, and you just go into the add-ons, find the MailChimp one, and just click to install it. And then we're also going to install the Zapier add-on. The Zapier add-on for Gravity Forms is really handy and lets you integrate with a whole lot of other tools that you may use. We won't use the Zapier add-on in this demo, but I just like to remind folks that it's there because it is super important. So we're going to go to the Orbiter configuration, and we're going to go back to our welcome email, and we're going to grab the API key and the account ID, and these are items that you would get just from the Orbiter welcome email as soon as you sign up. So you're just going to copy those, paste them in, put in your notification email. That's the email that you're going to receive any alerts from Orbiter. And you can choose your email notifications, whether you want to get leads, get emailed when leads are identified, when they return to the site, or and getting daily emails. When you use that blacklist, basically what you're saying is that these are emails that you don't want, that these are email addresses that you don't want to receive emails about. So I don't need an email telling me that I'm on my website right now and looking at a particular page. That's sort of a waste of time. So now we're going to go to Gravity Forms and click the Orbiter options, and we're going to integrate our forms. I'll pick the form that I want from the drop-down list, and then my Orbiter fields will appear on the left, and my corresponding Gravity Forms fields will be on the right. And I just want to match up my Gravity Forms fields with my Orbiter fields, and then this form is integrated, and so from now on, I'm going to, anyone who fills out this form is automatically going to become an identified lead in Orbiter. Orbiter will also identify people who purchase in WooCommerce, who comment on your blog, and who click through from special links in email campaigns. Right now I'm integrating Gravity Forms with MailChimp, and I go to my account, and then under extras in MailChimp I have my API keys options, and I'll just create a new API key, and I will copy that, and I'll go to the MailChimp settings under Gravity Forms and paste that API key, and now Gravity Forms is hooked into MailChimp. And what I'm going to do with that form now is I'm going to go back to the form, I'm going to go to the MailChimp settings on the form, and I'm going to integrate the form with MailChimp, basically just like I did with Orbiter. I pick my mailing list, and then I'll just match up the fields, and as you'll see, MailChimp is already sort of picked first name and last name. I just have to do email. I don't want to do a double opt-in on this form. I don't think I need it. And I'll put in a note, and now I'm done. And so far, we've set up the basic tracking settings in Orbiter, and we've integrated our form with Orbiter and with MailChimp. I'm now going to, while I have the MailChimp API key on my clipboard, I'm also going to go ahead and integrate Orbiter with MailChimp, which will allow me to create emails in WordPress and send them seamlessly to MailChimp. And so I'll just fill out the little form. I'll turn on all my tracking options and press save. And now that's all done. My next step, I'm going to go ahead and integrate Orbiter and MailChimp with Zapier. So Zapier is what we're going to use ultimately to create workflows where when somebody does something on your site, we're going to be able to do all kinds of stuff with that behavior. For example, sending them to a special MailChimp list. And so all I need to do to integrate Orbiter with Zapier is get my Orbiter API key and account ID and just paste it into the little Zapier integration window. And now Orbiter and Zapier are integrated. And I'm going to go ahead also and integrate MailChimp with Zapier so that I can have workflows between Orbiter and MailChimp and have all that happen automatically. In the MailChimp integration, it's going to ask for my username and password for MailChimp, not my API key, but I'll just go ahead and put that information in. And now MailChimp is integrated as well. It's been a little bit more than 6 minutes. Orbiter is all set up and we're ready to go. And so now I'm going to show you how to do some real automation. And I'm just going to go and check out, I'm going to make an orbit. And an orbit is basically a segment. It's a way for me to define some behavior on my site. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an orbit on my site that's designed to capture the folks who filled out my contact form. So if they filled out the contact form, I want to identify them as having done that. And I can use that to trigger other automation in other applications by way of Zapier and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an orbit that applies to leads who have visited my contact page and who have visited the corresponding thank you page that you get after you've completed the form. And so if you visited both of those pages, then I know that you filled out that form and you belong in this orbit. And so I'll give the orbit a name. We'll call it completed contact form. We like to make them as plain English as possible. And I'm also going to assign the red color to it. And by assigning colors, what that'll do is it'll actually label the folks by color in my lead history. So I'll be able to kind of watch that. So now I've got an orbit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an integration with Orbiter and MailChimp based on that. And so I've got my Orbiter integration, and I'm going to say if you're in this orbit, and then I'm going to choose the event, and there's new, returning, or deleted. Returning means that you were already in the orbit, but now you've come back to the site. So someone has been identified as being in my MailChimp, in my contact orbit, and then they come back to the site. And what I want is for something to happen in MailChimp. And I'm going to add them to a special list in MailChimp. And we're going to send them an autoresponder. And so I'm going to create a list called follow-up list, and I'm going to set all of the default settings for that list, put in my name and email address, put in the opt-in reason or reminder to tell people that they, because they came from my filled out the form on my site, that's why they're on this list. You need to have those reminders on all of your lists, and then you'll hit save. And now I've got a MailChimp list, and I'm going to finish my Zap. So I'm going to go to the next step, which is going to be to select my MailChimp action, and I'm going to add a subscriber. This is the correct account. Choose my list, and I'm going to use the follow-up list. And then I'm going to map my fields, just like I've been doing in a few steps, but this time I'm doing it in Zapier. And so what's going to happen now, once I'm done with this, is I'm going to have someone who's assigned to an orbit on my website. Eventually, maybe a few weeks later, they come back to my website, and now they're going to be automatically added to this MailChimp list. And because they're on the MailChimp list, I'm going to be able to shoot them an email. And so now I'm going to turn on my Zap, and this is ready to go. And it always helps to give things really common sense names that you're going to remember later on so that you can look at it and say, oh yeah, that's what I did. So now I'm going to come back to WordPress and I'm going to create an autoresponder for MailChimp. And that's under my email marketing options in Orbiter. And I can, and I'll give my autoresponder a name. And I'll put in my content. Fname with the asterisks and pipes is MailChimp's merge tag for first name. So basically I'm saying, you know, hi first name, hi Dave, hi Sue, and I put in whatever message I want. And I'll just write this like any other email. I could also paste in an email signature or anything like that if I want. I'm going to choose the MailChimp list I want. I'm going to choose the email template. I'm going to use plain text because, believe it or not, autoresponders that are written to look like just regular old emails get better response. I'm going to put in a subject line, and then I'm going to set this to go out 2 days after somebody is added to this list at 10 o'clock in the morning. And now I'm done. It's been 11 minutes and 52 seconds, and I've set up Orbiter, and I've set up actual real automation. And what that workflow is going to do is as soon as somebody comes to, they come to my website, they fill out the contact form, they're going to be added to that orbit, and then if they come back to the site, say a couple of weeks later, they're going to be added to that MailChimp list, and then they're going to be, and then they're going to get that autoresponder 2 days after that at 10 o'clock in the morning, and that's all done automatically. And I've done this whole thing in less than 12 minutes, which is pretty remarkable, I think. And what you're looking at right now here on MailChimp is that as soon as I saved that autoresponder, it did come right to MailChimp, and it is an active autoresponder, so I don't even need to turn it on once I get here. It really is just that simple, just that easy. We've got all of our tools talking and working together. And if I had a few more minutes, I could probably set up 2 or 3 or 4 more of these types of workflows where more things would just sort of happen automatically and without my interference over time. So we went kind of fast in this demonstration. Don't want you to get discouraged. You don't have to go quite this fast. And in any Orbiter engagement, you're going to have up to 4 hours of our help to get you over these humps and get you up and running as quickly as possible. The purpose of this video was really just to show you the potential of Orbiter and really how quickly you can be up and running if you want to be. The power of going from zero to marketing automation in less than 15 minutes is something that absolutely no other software tool can claim. And we're proud to offer you that and to offer all small businesses that by way of our Orbiter marketing automation tools. I did promise that at the end of this video that I would give an exclusive discount for anyone who takes the time to watch it and learn how you can set up Orbiter in less than 15 minutes. And that code is appropriately 12-minute magic. Just go to orbiter.net, ORBTR.net, and click Start Today and enter that code at checkout. And what that code will give you is basically $100 off, so a free month of Orbiter on whichever plan you choose, whether you choose the month-to-month or the annual option. Please let us know if you have any questions at all. You can contact us through the website, and we would love to do a demo for you, and we would love to answer any questions that you have about Orbiter, marketing automation, or the 12-minute setup. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.